What's up, guys? It's Johnny here from Johnny Jigs TV. I'm here with my buddy Zack Lawrence. Now, and you might have heard a rumor that there was a legitimate keeper-sized swordfish caught on the jig, and this is the guy right next to me who did it. And a lot of guys are saying it's impossible.
Yeah, it is possible. You just need to get lucky.
Stick around, guys. We're gonna tell you all about it. So let's talk about gear first, right? So you shop at our shop quite often. We actually consider you a friend.
Yeah.
You also, break some bread with us.
I've been around the shop a couple times. I've been on a couple Patriot trips. And when I went over there, the reason I ended up getting that Seaboard 300 was I'd been manually cranking with the Offshore jigger for a while. And I figured it was time to... I fished for a lot of tile fish and like 750. So if I want to not hurt myself or be really tired by the end of the day, it's so much easier. So I asked what the best thing setup was, and I saw them using it on the Patriot trip. So I knew pretty soon that was going to be my rod.
So you go the Daiwa Seaboard 300 J, which is, if you guys don't know the whole, I'm going to show you here on the screen. It's a micro electric reel. It's an incredibly powerful reel for how small it is.
Yeah.
But what makes it special for us is it's ideal for jigging because of the weight of it and the fact that the spool size is big enough that you could pack somewhere around 600 to 700 yards of Berkeley X9 20-pound braid, so you can cut through the water and get down deep.
Yeah, if there was more power to that reel, or more, let's say there was a heavier weight at the bottom or a heavier jig, as soon as that swordfish hooked up, chances are he's gonna know he's hooked up, So yeah, it's a powerful reel. I brought up 50, 60-pound amberjacks within like minutes, where it would take me 15, 20 minutes on regular reeling, And if there was more power, if it was an LP or even a Beastmaster, that swordfish would have known he was hooked. So 100%.
So let's check out, this is the first video where you're hooked up on the fish. And just, did it pull drag at first, or like dead weight?
It was probably the hardest bottom hit that I can remember on a jig where I have 900 feet of line out, where I can still feel that whack, like usually you're hooked up, the line stops going out when you're letting out line and you can tell something's up, and then you reel it and you're tight. This one I was doing jig real slowly, every probably 4 seconds, 5 seconds, slowly bringing it up. I knew I was sitting on the bottom, and because there was no current, it was straight vertical up and down. But on one of those poles, it just went whack, like big hit, really big hit, and it was right off the bottom. So I'm thinking, because on the Seymour you can see it was a big ridge line right as we were going over it, thinking a big grouper came out of this hole and hit it. So it's a grouper. That's my first instinct.
So first get us is a grouper.
Okay. And because of that hit in that initial dig, when he freaked out, I can feel the weight of him. If it was a tile fish, it would have been huge, like huge tile.
A Jersey tile.
Yeah, it would have been really big if it was a tile, but I'm in a spot where I've caught tiles before, so I'm thinking tile fish, maybe a big snowy if I'm lucky. And I just engage the electric. Yep. I broke like a power control. Like I snapped it first go at it, stuck on the bottom jig. I went for it, and don't high stick the rod.
So what rod are you on?
I'm on the the Ocean's Legacy 1,000 gram.
Okay, Ocean's Legacy Elementus 1,000 grams.
Out of the work.
Yeah, do you want to know something about that rod? Like that rod is the one that convinced me that this is a great rod, because I was in the Keys fishing and the current was just absolutely ripping. I could not touch bottom, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna put 1,000 gram jig on this 1,000 gram rod, and see what happens. And it worked the jig, and that was a convincing factor for me.
Stiff. Like when you feel it, it's stiff. But if you're working with a 600-gram jig, like that's what you need. You can still feel the whole motion of the jig down 900 feet. So I felt it hook up, and it's because of that rod.
Right.
So
initial thought
of grouper, and I leave the drag a little loose, because if he wants to run, I don't want him freaking out, and I don't want the fight I don't want him coming off the hook, I don't want to pull a hook, I don't want to break a line or anything. Like a fine line of like letting him do his thing, but also not letting him go into a hole. But I know I'm about 25, 30 feet off the bottom at this point. I can let it a little looser to make sure the fish can do his thing. It's not like it was right on the bottom. It was close, but after a couple seconds of him coming up, loosen the drag, let him do his thing, because it's not a problem anymore. It's not an issue in getting caught up.
So you're taking it easy.
Yeah,
very easy from the start,
which is always important.
And that's what we talk about a lot in school pitches, that we're not high sticking and it's finesse. We're using the reel. This time you had electric, but you're letting the drag do its job. So number one, you don't pull hooks. The other one is you don't cut your line or bend something straight, and you don't want to bend straight. So initial thought, grouper, and then let's take a look at this video right here where you're like, dude, I don't know if you said grab the net or
the first thought was like, Mike, get the net ready. Get the net, Mike. Like, get the net ready. Like, it's a big net. It's a big landing net. I had the big Columbia. We're target. I had no idea. We'll pull them up maybe, or I use it for tiles, and they're usually floating, so that's easy.
Get the band net ready.
I don't run the many. I want to keep it all EMP, keep my boat clean, But it's funny because once I engaged that electric, there wasn't like a thought like, it's a big fish, I want to reel him in, And a lot of people, they just go straight for the reel, and usually that's more fun, and that's why we fish, is to reel in fish. But if I had done that, it wouldn't have been as smooth.
So what line?
20-pound test. 20 pound, I forget the exact type. Why is it a 2 picture? It was like white kind of.
I think that's the Berkeley X9.
I think
it's either that or it's the Yozuri Super Brave, but I want to say
it was the one you brought when you brought to the Bahamas. You brought this
right. So let's think about that for a second, though. I mean, the stars have a line for you, right? Because if you're fishing 20-pound tests, one whack of that bill, it's gone, and it's gone, right? But granted, you're using 10 to 12 feet of fluorocarbon leader, so you're able to get your fluorocarbon, out past that fish to where the line's not going to get affected.
But 10, 12 feet and kind of long, like it's 6 feet, but it's
right. You're getting past this bill.
I don't know exactly where I was in that, because like you cut the leader little by little, and eventually you're left to not 10, 12, and you're down to 6, 7, and kind of maybe I might have been around there.
Right.
Did a few times. Yeah, because you cut the jig off, do a new one, and little by little each time you're cutting off that much of your leader. But it was,
So we got big thump on the bottom.
Yeah.
Right. Initial thoughts, grouper. You're on a Seaboard Electric 300.
Yeah.
You've got 20-pound test line. Your fluorocarbon is 50 pound units.
Fluoro 50 HD is there.
Fluoro to leader connection. They're disappointed.
I don't listen. I had a PR knot before, and then I changed jigs, and they changed it, and I saw I only had about probably like a shorter amount of line.
Yeah.
But I'm hectically trying to get stuff on there. I did a uni to uni.
Are you the uni about it? Are you serious?
I did.
You
did a uni.
But the stars didn't align. The universe aligned. The everything in the
Don't judge me too hard. If it's just proof that I'm not lying, I would have lied about that. if we're being real,
you should have lied.
No, it was bad. It was bad.
So I did the uni. All right. Fine.
It should have been a PR knot. I'll show you. I'll prove to you guys I can do it. I can't.
And then we got a video that this fish comes to the surf. And
They're ready with the gaff, just in case.
But once he's going out, you know, I changed that mindset from like, get the gaff from the net. Like, because if it's coming straight up, it's something you can gap. But if it's something that's going out, it's probably a big tuna, maybe a walk. It wouldn't have been a walk because it's steep, but it's like, he's going out and like, there was a split second in one of the videos, I was like, hey, this might be a swordfish. And I say you can hear it's kind of muffled because he puts his phone down. But like, felt him just shake.
So the line's going out the stern, and he's coming up a ways away from the boat.
Exactly. And because it happened at about 950, I was probably at about 600, 500, and he's just coming right up. Like, there's no fight. It's not even like he's pulling line. He's just coming to the boat.
Oh my, that is a
big color.
Dude. That's a big ass.
Swordfish, baby, get the gap! Get the gap! We got it. Get it up, Brandon. Watch out.
How many guys you got on the boat with you?
There was 5 of us. It was me, Matt, Steve, my buddy Dave, and Mike.
Okay, that's 5. So, and these, I mean, I'm sure as you...
3 of these guys are not seasoned fishermen.
Okay.
They said, look at that sailfish when it came up. They did.
And so let's get the starter.
Yeah, it's... If it was a bunch of people that knew what they were doing, obviously we wouldn't have caught the swordfish, but it's not like there was a bunch of newbies. They had that luck, and like Mike and I, we go out a lot, and we dive a lot. We actually had tanks on the boat. We were planning on doing a dive after. Why we didn't weigh the fish? We had to fit it into our fish box because we were going on a dive after.
So you got 3 noobs, and 3 noobs is 2 seasoned guys.
Yeah.
Okay. Two guys, you can make a lot happen.
Yeah. And Mike is pretty good at delegating, and yeah, we're frantic and screaming, but like you can hear, get the gaff, and you know, I didn't have to say everything, you know, like we all sort of knew what we were doing, and when they realized it's on, it's like they want to help. Everyone wants to help, and luckily they would have someone with the camera.
Sir, I need to doubt this. And how to I'll be ready with that.
Big color.
Oh man, what is that?
Dude.
Bro, that's a sword!
Baby, it's a swordfish!
Sword! It's a huge sword!
Where's the gap?
Here. Duh. Hold on.
Get it up, Brandon. Watch out. Heads up.
And up.
You ready for me, Gap? Get him! Get a rope. Get a rope and wind around his tail. Grab a rope. Get a rope and around his tail.
We had our chance there. It was like, should I gaff the fish? And you can hear my buddy like Matt saying, should I gaff him? And it's like, yeah. And I'm like, yes, right now, or we do not get this fish. And it was like, if he froze, he's a newbie. He's never gaffed a fish before. I really don't think he's ever gaffed one. So like for him to go in there confidently and stick that 150-pound fish and bring him up, like,
Yeah.
balls on that.
Yeah.
That's you really.
That tight you have him.
Into place spot.
So I was ready when he stuck the gaff in. He did a meat shot right in the middle of the best part of the meat. It's a
The vine, 5.
first time for a gaffer. That's a myth.
I don't listen. Swordfish on a jig. I don't care where you gaff this fish. Get this fish in the boat. So what's the fish do?
There's a fish, just sort of like, I think if you felt the fish right then and there, he is ice cold. Like there's a part of me that thinks that him getting stuck there, he didn't even feel it. He's numb. Like I really think because of how cold they are down deep, they might not feel like sensitivity. Like maybe they do, and sometimes they freak out, but he didn't freak out. He just let us drag him right to the side of the boat. But then it's like realization that you have a 150-pound fish, 20-pound leader, like 50, like it's, if he freaks out, that fish is gone. Your gaff can get bent, and you gotta get a tail rope. Like that's the first thought. So as soon as we got him up there, tail rope, get the tail rope. That's the one chance.
bleeding out pretty good.
Yo, something else is gonna come along. No way, dude. We're deep. Very good. If he is, if we get to that, we'll deal with it. But I don't want to deal with this in the boat.
And I tied him around the side of the boat. When I lifted his tail out of the water, he started freaking out and let him back in the water. He was chill in the water. But like, if I tried bringing him in and stuff, and he's still that green, because he never fought. He just came straight to the boat. He didn't even, at that point, was probably...
So he didn't exert any energy.
No energy. So he was still 100% ready to fight.
We dubbed up. Been tough.
Getting lean good for 4 hours. Bucket list, baby. On the jig. Johnny Jigs. The one drop. New Johnny Jigs one drop. I can't wait to show this jig in the mouth. I think this is the... Yo, let me show you guys.
So the jig. And this is the most exciting part for me. That's it. That's the jig. So that's the one drop.
You can see that knot I used to. It's just unstep
Glitter. You know, clutch knot.
not even a reinforced.
No, it's not. Just a regular hammer clutch knot, not even a modified clutch knot. So this jig is my baby because I designed this jig. I'll show you. This paper here is where I actually started the idea of this lure. You can see that I have the gram sizes on the top one, 22, 23, 24, 25, 20. And that was the beginning of this lure. And I see what you did here was you actually switched out the double, tandem assist for our 6.0 singles, which is a good idea for this lure. And as a matter of fact, in the future, this lure will come with the single assist just like that. It's gonna be a little ways down the road, but it's coming out.
I was targeting tiles with it, and like you can catch them with 2, but usually with the slightly bigger fish, if you're targeting them, I like the 6.0s, and they're not even like huge hooks either. They're not that much bigger, right? So it's you'll still get plenty of smaller fish if they go after it.
All right, so I'm sitting here. I said, "Side, we're Mahi fishing. I'm gonna throw out the deep drop." And they're like, "Why are you doing the deep drop? It's 900 feet. How are you gonna get down?" We did the thing, guys. We did the thing, guys. Swordfish on the jig, tail ropes. Dude, do you see the jig in his mouth?
Yeah, on this side. Oh, watch your head, bro.
It's on the other side, but when we bring him in, the jig's in the mouth, man. It was on the jig.
So this hook, the top hook, is in the corner of the fish's mouth.
Yeah, I pinned right in the corner like a circle hook.
Second hook is on the bill. So now the good thing about that is now you're fighting right through the hook here. The rest of the jig is not swinging around. It's adhered to the fish. So that's why you had a screaming chance. And as
the only reason. Listen, it was a good hook set.
This is the first knot that my father taught me.
The only knot I still use. No, I learned from bass fishing.
Except for you single wrapped it. I double only one really down.
You double. That's a good idea.
I double it up.
You guys ready? 3, 2, 1, up. Don't choke, keep a hold of that. Don't let that go, because then it's swinging heavy.
Right. Nose to the back. Tie his nose off on top.
We got it. Yeah, I got it. Cut his head off?
No, let's make that so it's supposed to fit the contact.
Don't you cut his head off?
Yeah. Hold on, let me get a picture before you guys do that.
Let me get a knife.
Really fast. While it's still in, let me show you this. Alright. Johnny.
Yo.
Watch out, that.
Johnny.
Yo, watch out, that. Let me get this out. Now you gotta hold that bill, bro. I don't want him to swing over.
Okay.
Wait, before you gut him alive, let me take a picture of him.
Yeah. We're gonna take, before we cut that off, we'll take pictures with him. Other way. Down. Fish down. Oh, yeah, sorry. Dude. Look at that. Yeah, I won't cut you. Johnny Jigs, look at that.
So the fish hits the deck, and you guys are losing your mind, as you should be.
Yeah, it was on it. It was logic.
Let me tell. So we've seen juvenile fish caught on the jig here in the States, in Florida, particularly, but we haven't seen a full-grown swordfish. So to catch them on the jig, it means a couple things for me. Number one is they eat the jig, right?
Yeah.
So
swallow that.
If it happened once, it happened a couple of times, but juvenile ones, there's a chance There's more than a chance it will happen again. I just don't think I'm gonna
people are too afraid to target them because they see the size of the rod and the reel.
Yeah.
But like, if you coax them out, that was a 15-minute fight at most, maybe 10. There was no big line staking. Like, I fought mutton snapper on this setup that have fought longer and harder than that swordfish did.
Wow.
So it's like, if it will happen again.
I think if I was to target them, I would go definitely heavier on the leader. Yeah, I would stick.
100%.
I would stick with the same line.
Yeah.
I would do the 20 at most 30. Yeah. So only for the reason of staying vertical and actually being able to stay down where they're at for our coast. I think if you're in an area where the current isn't as bad as our coast, like the Gulf or, you know, up into the panhandle of Florida, Louisiana, I think that you can go a little bit heavier on the line. But for us, you gotta have that thin line to stay vertical. Dude,
Thanks for making the jig.
this is so exciting. And you know, my first reaction,
It's gonna be my go-to deep water jig every time now, the first one I send.
my first reaction whenever you sent me that video, I called you up and I'm like, Zach, you're fault mine. It's a little bit, man. Johnny, I swear
It happened. Like, I can't, like, I wish I had it on my head. Like, there were so many things I wish I had more of, but like, there's enough video there to prove that it's real. It happened. It's like, I don't have to worry about being like second guess when I care, because I know it happened.
Right.
And I got all the meat and
yeah. Dude,
it'll happen again.
thanks for coming out and sharing that with our viewers. I'm sure they appreciate it.
I hope many, many more are caught, and I know they will be, because it was really fun. Like, if you're going to see this, you're going to want to try to do it. It'll happen again, like maybe in the 1,000-foot range. Like, I know, though, if you're targeting these guys where they actually are in that 1,600 down on the sword ground, so you're like, they'll hit it. They hit it in 900. They're going to hit it there.
Right.
So, like, it can definitely be done again.
Oh, 100%.
Got to target them. Go for it.
No doubt in my mind.
Instead of sending the LP down with the 10-pound weight,
Drop the jig. Dude, try something new. So, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You could also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, putting a few TikToks out there. And most importantly, jig on.